Now you've gone and done it. You've plugged up your toilet. What are we going to do? So really there's only a few ways that you have that you can unplug this bad boy. We can't just leave it the way it is. We don't want to call a plumber because that's going to be expensive. So we reach for our trusty tool, the plunger. And with that, we will make everything better. But there's a few techniques that make plunging a little bit easier. And I'm going to go over that right now. I'm also going to show you some other techniques that you have that we can clear this with. First, whenever we're working on a toilet, we want to make sure that we are as clean as possible because we don't want to get germs everywhere. So first thing we want to do is we want to cover our eyes. We don't want this nasty stuff getting in our eyes. So we want to make sure that we cover our eyes. And you too can look as cool as me in your shaded safety glasses. The other thing that we want to make sure that's covered up is our hands. We don't want to accidentally touch anything in there. So we're going into surgery. The other thing that we want to remember is the plunger itself, we want filled up with water. So if there's no water in the bowl, if it's been drained a little bit, we want to fill it up a little bit. So just fill it up a little bit, tilt the plunger, make sure there's water inside there. Then we want to get a nice tight seal around the bowl itself. Hand on top, other hand down the bottom, and go for it. So we want to get a nice hard push on it. We're going to really push the stuff through. We also want to make sure that the suction isn't wasted either. We want to dislodge that paper. Whatever's in there, we want to get it out. We can give it a few quick pushes in and out, and usually that'll pop it right away. Once we're done, we're going to set this trusty tool aside someplace, maybe on a plastic bag or something, so we don't contaminate the entire room. So to be honest with plungers, I've worked with a few different ones, and I've noticed that, to be honest, the cheap little rubber one with the little end on the end, or even just the rubber one with the seal around it, is fine. You don't need to go with one of those big accordion ones. They're just more expensive, it's too much, and really doesn't do much for you. In fact, I prefer the standard rubber one. But say the plug is a little bit farther down in the toilet. It's not right there. You plunge it, and you just can't get it. When I worked at one of the big hotels here in town, I realized some people drop cell phones, keys, things in toilets, and it just gets caught in the back there. Sometimes you'll plunge it, and it clears the stuff, debris through, but the next time you go to put some toilet paper in there, it just clogs right back up again. And then you plunge it, it clears, and it clogs back up again. That might be a sign that you have something in there and you want to pull the toilet. But there are some other tools that you can use also. If there is something back there, you might not want to use them, but if there's something just a little bit back there, maybe you push the plug down a little bit farther and it's just not going, then you can always reach for one of these other tools that I'll show you how to use. So this tool here, you notice, is just a standard toilet auger. There is a proper way and a wrong way to use this. The wrong way to use this is just to take the end and shove it in the hole. You're going to scratch up your toilet and you'll notice some scratches on the porcelain. That is the complete wrong way to do it. How you really want to do it is pull. You'll notice it pulls right in. That way when you take this and you put it in the toilet, you get it down far enough before you start snaking it out, you don't see the scratches, they're too far in. So how we're going to do this one is with it all the way out, snake it. So the only thing that touches the porcelain is the rubber. Once it gets passed up inside, that pipe actually comes down and goes up and then back down inside the toilet. So once we get it down inside there, make sure that that snake head is pointed up. After that, we're going to push it. We're pushing it in, and we're going to turn it as we push it. So we push it a little bit, and we turn it as we push it. And that is going to feed that snake head into the toilet. And once it gets past the turn, you'll feel it. It'll get a little easier, And you can keep turning it all the way down. By this point, you are past where the toilet meets the floor, and any clog in there should be gone. So the proper way to pull it back out, of course, is just the opposite. We don't want to just pull it back out with the snake all in there. It'll scratch up your toilet again. So pull it out this way, holding the plastic in place with the other hand. Once it's all the way, again, we're going to pull it out so that the metal doesn't touch the porcelain on the bowl. And now, we can put this one away. So now say you're like me, and you're not content with just using hand power or a plunger. You want something really in there. We're getting this done. Again though, we want to make sure that that snake doesn't touch the porcelain, because that will scratch it also. So what I did is I went down to Home Depot and got one of these electrical conduits for, I think it was $2. And this will protect the porcelain in the toilet. We're just going to snake it down just like the other one into place, and that's it. Now we can take this bad boy here. Usually want to clean it off a little bit after we snake a drain, but that's just hair. So now we're going to hold it in place, and we're just going to let it go and do its thing. It only has to go so far, and then we can pull it back out. I'm already past where the toilet meets the floor. One thing you can do with the snake coming in is get an old dirty rag that you don't care about and protect it. Clean it off as it's going in the drum. If we clean it off as it's going in the drum, it's going to alleviate some of the rust on the cable, and we don't have to worry about it later. And that's it. This is done. The toilet's clear. You're all good to go. And just in time for the next one. So there is one last method that I'm going to teach you today, and this is the never fails method. This is the one that when I was working graveyard at one of the hotels here in town, we used constantly to get whatever was in there out. And I'm going to show you a little trick. 1, gloves. 2, a plastic bag. 3, another plastic bag. And 4, another plastic bag. We want to make sure that there's no leaks. And what we're going to do, we're just going to reach inside there and grab whatever's plugging it. This may not be for the faint of heart, but once we get it out, we will pull it through. Then all we got to do is tie up the bags. And toss it. So I hope this little tutorial has helped you out with how to clear your toilet. If If this helped you out at all, just let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have all sorts of stuff on how to do anything from car maintenance to home maintenance. We'll be doing a little bit of everything, even some a little bit of survival training on some different stuff. So please follow me, like me. You know how to do it. And there is one last very important step.